Are you struggling with delegating tasks to your team? Do you find it hard to let go of certain responsibilities, fearing they won't be done correctly? Do you want to learn how to delegate effectively and build trust with your team members? Hello, I'm Mami N, your Mami Negosyo. And if you find yourself struggling with any of these challenges, then you are in the right place. Because in this video, I'll guide you through the art of effective delegation and how to build trust with your team. It's about empowering your team, enhancing efficiency, and fostering a positive work environment. So here are 5 tips that can help you be more effective in delegating your tasks. Number 1, understand your team's strengths and weaknesses. Number 2, clearly define your expectations and outcomes. Number 3, provide resources and support. Number 4, trust your team and avoid micromanaging. And lastly, number 5, give feedback and recognize good work. And without further ado, let's get started with tip number 1, which is to understand your team's strengths and weaknesses. When you know what each member excels at, it will be easier for you to delegate tasks more effectively. So spend time with your team, observe their work, ask for their input, and use performance data to assess their strengths and areas for improvement. Let me share with you how my mentee Ludi puts this tip into practice. Ludi runs a digital business and she leads her team with a simple yet profound principle. Understand your team's strengths and weaknesses. She would organize team building activities that are more than just fun. These are opportunities to observe her team in action, to see what makes them shine. So one team member has a meticulous eye for detail, making her a natural fit for complex design projects. Another has a gift of gab, making her the go-to person for client interactions. But Ludi also noticed areas where her team could improve. One team member struggles with deadlines, and another sometimes finds feedback hard to swallow. So Ludi doesn't just stop at observation. She does regular feedback sessions and uses performance data to guide her decisions. She would tailor tasks to each person's strengths and provide support where they needed it most. With tasks assigned to their strengths, the team is now able to produce higher quality work. So you see, it's not rocket science. It's simply about taking the time to understand and leverage on what makes each team member unique. That doesn't sound complicated, right? Let's proceed to tip number 2, clearly define expectations and outcomes. What are your expectations and what are your desired outcomes? It's important that you clearly define these. Clear communication prevents misunderstandings and sets up your team for success. So when you delegate, be specific about what you expect, the deadline, and any standards that need to be met. Don't just tell them, take the time to provide context and help them understand the importance of the tasks. Here's an example. Let me introduce you to Grace, a hardworking and smart owner of a catering business. She learned delegation the hard way and made a promise to do better. And so now, when she delegates tasks to her team, she doesn't leave anything to chance. Instead, she takes the time to spell out her expectations with meticulous detail. Imagine Grace gathering her team together, a whiteboard in her office, ready to chart the course for their next big event. And with a warm smile, she began. All right, team, we have an exciting opportunity ahead of us, and I want each of you to be crystal clear on what we need to accomplish. So, Grace did not just list down the tasks, she painted a clear picture of the end goal. And this ensured that everyone understood the importance of her role and how she contributed to the overall success of the event. With this upcoming wedding reception, we need to deliver an unforgettable dining experience, Grace would explain, and her enthusiasm was contagious. So that means attention to every detail from menu planning to table settings to impeccable service. So with each detail that Grace provided, her team gained clarity. They knew exactly what was expected of them, the deadlines they needed to meet, and the standards of excellence they were striving for. The result? Grace's team operated with precision and confidence. There was a shared sense of purpose that propelled them forward, and they no longer feel overwhelmed or unsure of their roles. Rather, they felt empowered and valued. Worth emulating, don't you think so? So moving on now to tip number 3, which is to provide resources and support. Do you want to have the best team there is? Then make sure your team has the necessary support and resources. You see, access to the right tools and support are crucial for successfully completing the delegated tasks. How? You can offer training, provide access to necessary tools, and be available for guidance and questions. So meet Carol, who offers interior designing services. Thanks to her background, Carol understood that access to the right tools and support were crucial for her team's success. So she made it a point to ensure they had everything they needed to do their work well. She would provide access to the latest design software, and this is so that her team has the tools they needed to bring their ideas to life. And whenever there were new updates or features, Carol would make sure that her team knows about them right away. She would organize regular training sessions to help them stay on top of their game and keep their skills sharp. And Carol's support went beyond just providing tools. She's also there for her team whenever they needed guidance or assistance, whether it was for brainstorming of ideas, for a new project, or just troubleshooting a technical issue. Her door is always open. And this empowered them to take on more complex tasks and grow in their roles. Inspiring, right? You can do it too. Let's go to tip number 4, which is to trust your team and avoid micromanaging. Trust is the foundation of effective delegation. Micromanaging undermines trust and can demotivate your team. So once you delegate a task, step back and let your team member take ownership. Check in periodically, but avoid constantly overseeing their work. So here's another example. Raquel. Raquel owns a landscaping business. She used to micromanage every aspect of her team's work. However, she soon realized the detrimental effects of her approach. And over time, Raquel learned to trust in her team's expertise and capabilities. Now, this shift not only led to improved project outcomes, but also fostered a stronger sense of morale and trust within the team. So by empowering her team members to take ownership of their tasks, Raquel saw their confidence soar. So trust your team and let them work independently. It's really important to make sure everyone feels good and gets a lot of work done. Finally, here's tip number 5, which is to give feedback and recognize good work. Provide constructive feedback and recognize good work. Feedback helps team members improve and recognition boosts morale. So offer regular constructive feedback on their work. Make them feel special by celebrating successes and acknowledging their contributions to the team and to the business. That's what Tony exactly does for her team. So back then, Tony struggled to delegate effectively. And after our coaching session, Tony realized the importance of feedback as a tool for improvement. And what she does now is that she regularly provides constructive feedback to her team. Doing so helps them understand their progress and areas for growth. Moreover, Tony goes the extra mile to recognize her team's achievements. Whether it's reaching sales targets or introducing innovative dishes, Tony ensures that her team feels valued and appreciated. And by offering feedback and recognition, Tony's team feels motivated and committed to delivering their best work. So to summarize, effective delegation and building trust with your team are crucial for a successful and harmonious work environment. I hope you found inspiration from the stories that I've shared. You too can empower your team and achieve great results through trust and clear communication. Remember, a strong team is the backbone of any successful business. So if you're ready to learn more and to take your business to the next level, remember to subscribe to my free newsletter and my free starter kit at maminegosyo.com. That's maminegosyo.com for more insights and tips. Thank you for joining me today. This is Mami and your Mami Negosyo saying, be business-minded, Pinoy!